Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brian, and today I'm going to show you two technology companies which is listed in the Nasdaq, of their financial statement analysis and ratio. Firstly, I'm going to introduce how the company started. Apple Incorporation, perhaps the most famous tech company nowadays, was founded on April 1, 1976 by collaborators Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, who brought to the new company a vision of changing the way people view computers. But they wanted to make computers small enough for people to have them in their homes or offices. Simply put, they wanted to make computers that was user-friendly. This company is basically running consumer service technology industry. One of the main few competitors of Apple is Dell, which is also a tech company that was founded on February 1, 1984 by Michael Dell. He was then a student at the University of Texas in Austin. Later on, Dell also dropped out from university and started customizing upgrades for PCs. This company is also running computer hardware in the industry. The assets of Apple, the current assets, is approximately $162,890 million, while the non-current assets is about $175,697 million. On the other hand, Dell have exactly $36,868 million of current assets and $81,993 million of non-current assets. For the liabilities, Apple current liabilities is about $105,780 million, with non-current liabilities $142,310 million. Dell have about nearly half of Apple current liabilities and $62,621 million for the non-current liabilities. Next, we're going to talk about the equity. The total shareholders' equity of Apple is about 90,488 millions, while the market cap is about $988,887 million. While for Dell total shareholder equity is very small, which is only 3,155 millions, while the market cap is about $35,310 million. Revenue. Apple generated exactly $260,174 million with the most purchasable product, iPhone, $142,381 million, which takes the first place, and second place is the Surfaces, $46,291, which is 18% from the total revenue. Next, we have Dell, generated about $92,154 million from infrastructure solution groups, client solution groups, and VMware, which client solution groups takes up about 51%, with 12% from VMware. Well, for the expenses, Apple spends about $34,462 of total operating expenses, coming from research and development and also selling, general and administrative. Dell has total operating expenses of $26,310 million, with research and development 19% and 81% coming from selling, general and administrative. The next part I'm going to cover in specific is the financial ratios. The current ratio is basically a liquidity ratio that measures a company's ability to pay debts within a year. It compares all of the company's current assets to its current liabilities. For Apple, the current ratio is greater than 1, which means that the company has higher capability of paying its debt because larger proportion of short-term assets value. While Dell, on the other hand, the current ratio is less than 1, which means that the company debts due in a year are greater than the assets. Next, we have the debt ratio. It's basically a financial ratio that measures the extent of a company leverage. The debt ratio is defined as the ratio of total debt to total assets. Apple has a number which is less than 1, which means that the company has more assets than debts, which is good. So do Dell. The higher the debt ratio, the more leveraged a company is, implying greater financial risk. This leverage is an important tool that companies use to grow, and many businesses find sustainable use for that. Right. Gross margin ratio is a probability ratio that compares the gross margin of a business to the net sales. The average of gross margin for information technology industry is 34.13%. Apple has more than that number, which is good, while Dell has slightly less number. The higher the gross margin, the more capital a company retains on each dollars of sales, which can be then used to pay other costs or satisfy debt obligations. Book value of equity per share (BVPS) is the ratio of equity available to common shareholders divided by the number of outstanding shares. It is used to gauge whether a stock price is undervalued by comparing it to the firm's market value per share. Apple book value per share is $5.04, while Dell is $4.32. And that is the financial summary analysis of the ratio of Apple and Dell. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for listening. Have a good day.